we want to jump in and start today with some new court documents filed in the Anna Kepner case. And again, this is another one of those instances, just like we had last week, where we are learning more details about the investigation into the Titusville teen's death from an unrelated case in a completely separate division of court. I want to bring in Fox 35's Esther Bower, who has been watching this case closely, been looking over all of these documents. And Esther, new filings again from this a custody dispute that continued to shed more light on the investigation into the death of the teen on board a cruise ship.
Absolutely. Yes. This is an unrelated divorce custody battle from a previous marriage. This is relating to the mother of the stepson. And again, the stepson is the one the FBI has been honing in on, and the one we're seeing more details coming out that this stepson could be linked to what happened to this Titusville teen. Some points of note in these documents, which I have in front of me right now, if I flip the camera, is it's taking this stepson going from a suspect in Anna Kepner's death to now the stepson being a suspect in Anna Kepner's murder. So the language in this document has changed, as well as in this document, it talks about wanting a free and fair trial for this stepson if any criminal charges are filed. So we're just seeing the language change. Earlier on, as we have been reporting on for weeks, Anna Kepner died back on November 7th. Since then, the ME, the FBI, have been silent. So there were questions. How did this teen die? We still have not been able to confirm, but now through these other documents, we're seeing that case, at least from this legal team involved, leaning towards a possible murder and possibly charges being filed. The big takeaway also from this document, and why it was even filed in the first place, is the stepmom's legal team is trying to ban the press and the public from any more of this unrelated family court case becoming public. They want a gag order put on this case. So all these documents that we've been pouring through, all the information that's allowed the public to learn more about what happened to this teen, they want that case sealed. So a judge here in Brevard County is going to make that ultimate call. But as we've been speaking with some legal sources, they are saying family court cannot tell criminal court what to do. And it's a very slippery slope for judges to make the call of, we're going to seal this case, we're going to stop the press, we're going to stop the public from knowing about these documents when they normally are shared publicly as they have been going forward. So we don't have any motion by the judge filed. The judge has not made their decision on whether or not they are going to seal this case, but it is looking more and more likely, according to these court documents, that Anna Kepner is involved in a murder. Murder is specifically listed in this court document, and there are concerns about the stepson having access to a free and fair trial because of how much this case has been talked about, widely shared. So something we're going to be tracking closely. But newest developments, again, have not come from the FBI, have not come from the cruise ship, have not come from the ME. They are coming still from this unrelated family court battle.
Yeah, and that's really been the case really for this entire 2 weeks. And just get us up to speed, Esther, because I know you also reported more on Friday from some of the other documents as well. They kind of shed some light, just in case folks missed it, that shed some light on the situation on board the cruise ship.
Yeah, so, we're just hearing from family members that have spoken out online. We are seeing the grandparents recently spoke out, and they are saying that this stepson allegedly told them he had no idea what happened in that cruise ship. That is what the grandparents have said now publicly. We also reported earlier that once that cruise ship docked, that the stepson was hospitalized. We previously spoke with a retired agent who said maybe that was because the FBI had suspicions of was drugs, alcohol a part of what was going on, and they wanted to get a blood sample from that stepson if they were suspicious going forward. Now we are seeing the grandparents saying that child was in a psychosis state. They couldn't be helped. And so they needed to go to the hospital for that kind of breakdown that they were suffering from when they arrived on port. We're not hearing anything about circumstances that led up. We do know, we can confirm that Anna was staying in a separate cabin with the stepbrother and another brother. So that's something that we have been able to learn throughout this. But this was just a family vacation that went tragically wrong. And a Titusville teen who was a cheerleader, beloved in the community, had a bright future. Hundreds showed up to her funeral service last week. Her life was tragically taken. And with each new document that comes out, as new information is shared on social media, it's looking more and more likely like it was someone on that cruise in her own family that might have taken part in or been the reason Anna is not here.
Well, Fox 35's Esther Bower, you've been digging through these documents, working your sources, trying to get information on this. We appreciate you keeping us updated and joining us this afternoon here on Florida Live.
Thank you.
I should also note that we did speak earlier with criminal defense attorney Jose Rivas. He is not affiliated with this case, but he was able to give us some good perspective about those new court filings, about the documents, about the attempt for a gag order in this case, trying to seal the case moving forward and close those proceedings in the family law division to media and the public. So if you'd like to watch our full conversation on that, you can find it right now on Fox Local and on fox35orlando.com.